Okay, hello, Doofer 911 here, and today we are going to be flying in Hawaii, which is rather dull and dreary at the moment. Reminds me a lot of Inverness actually, being really overcast, being really dull, rain. Um, so um, yeah, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting flight. I didn't intend for this to be. I thought it was going to be like nice and clear and like sunny, and it was just going to be IFR because I need to practice VOR navigation anyway. But it looks like we do actually have IFR conditions to fly in, so that's going to make this video much more appropriate. So, as always, hi guys, how's it going? Let me know if the microphone right here is working properly, and yeah, let me know if everything is going okay. So, saw a few of you guys were chatting about FSX and X-Plane at the start of the stream there. Gaming with T, hey, how's it going? Jordan, hello. FlyX, how's it going, buddy? Um, Ethan Gibbs, welcome back. Good to see you again. Anglo American, how's it going? OV, how's it going? Roman, hello. Duffer, yeah, that's my name, Duffer. um, Heard I had snow in Scotland. I don't know. I'm not in Scotland, but apparently, what was it? There was a former hurricane or a big storm called Barbara, which I think is smashing the top of Scotland just now. So, not going too well for them lot up there. Pew Squirrel, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Is incompetent here? No, he's not. He's busy this morning. Well, for him out in Australia, it's morning time. Snorkel, wave to the camera. I can wave, I can dab, I can do it all. Um, Everything is brill. Thank you for confirming, Lewis. Appreciate it. Hello from the Nerth. The Nerth. Coke or Pepsi cheeseburger. I prefer Scottish Angus burgers are much better than cheeseburgers. Scottish Angus meat is just so much tastier than any other regular old meat that you get in regular burgers. Jonathan, hello. OV, it's 2 a.m. out in the Middle East. Well, I'm glad you're staying up for this. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Jonathan, hello. I don't know if I've said hello already. United Air, how's it going? I'm doing good. How are you? How's it going? Back to you. Luke, hey, how's it going? Matt, welcome back. I don't know where you ran off to, but you're returned, so I'm glad. Mateo, how's it going? FSX, vids are interesting. Good. I'm glad. That's mission accomplished if my vids are interesting. Thanks for dabbing. You're welcome. Sweden watching. Hey, is that hey? I think HEJ is hey in Swedish. I used to work with a Swedish lady, actually, or a half Swedish lady. She's really pretty. Nice tie downs. Yeah, we'll do we'll do like a full startup check with this. Thankfully, it doesn't take as long as an Airbus. So yeah. Alwyn thought there wasn't going to be any streams. Yeah, I mean, me neither. I didn't intend on doing any streams, but then I don't know. It just like the other night, I just kind of felt lonely, so I wanted to kind of do a stream so I could talk to you guys. And I had a lot of thoughts rattling around my head for the channel next year, and I wanted to kind of speak to you guys directly so I could get your input and see if you guys liked some of the ideas I was having, where I want to take the channel. So it was a bit of a spontaneous thing. So I apologise because I think you commented on one of my videos asking if there was going to be any or not, and I said there wasn't, but yeah, I changed my mind. Sorry. Let's see. Moritz, greetings from Germany. Greetings from London. How's it going? Memos from Germany as well. Fantastic. I said this in the last stream. I said, I would say Guten Tag. I know that's not correct. I can't remember what the German for good afternoon or good evening or good night is, but welcome. Willkommen. Quality is okay. The quality is bad. The quality is awful. It's just because of where I'm staying at the moment, I can't really do a good quality live stream. So yeah, I do apologize. So the quality of the stream is going to be bad. My face cam is probably going to be lagging. Oh, the rain just stopped here in Hawaii. Yeah, that's good to know. I just heard like the rain just stop, and suddenly I was just like, "What's going on?" But it's just in the game. The game hasn't crashed or anything. I don't think. Keep breathing. I'm going to respond to comments while I'm flying. Yes, I will do. I'm going to be doing a lot more like active navigation because I'm going to be flying IFR. I've got like a map that I'll be referring to a lot. So I'll be actively flying each leg of the journey and making sure I'm on route and stuff, because obviously Cessnas don't have FMCs, they don't have. So I'll be using the autopilot, but I'll be manually checking a lot of the navigating as I'm flying. Guten Abend. Of course it is. How's it going? Is this a add-on Cessna? Yes, this is the A2A Cessna or the Cessna 172 by A2A Simulations. Gosh, I've got so many comments flying in today. Let's see how many people have got. 44 viewers. That's about the same as last time. Excellent. Welcome, Paul. How's it going? And Colin, welcome back. Fantastic. Thursday and Friday. Top school tomorrow. Yeah, I thought there might be a few people in the UK, because I did a stream a couple of nights ago, and I thought there might be a couple of people in the UK. Obviously, who might not have work tomorrow or Friday. So yeah. Anyway, cool. Anyway, right, let's get started with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a few of the initial setup checks and bits and pieces for this aircraft. So looks like the outside temperature is 23 degrees, so nothing to worry about there. I'll just use this to remove all of the scubbins on the outside, and then we'll jump in and start taking a look at the plane. So the other thing we can do is remove the control lock there. Just basically gives me the ability to move the controls, just so it's easy, so I can actually get to switches and stuff as well. I can click on the yoke here, just remove it. It just gives me a cleaner instrument panel to work with, basically. So yeah. Where am I flying to today? I'm flying from east to west across the Hawaiian Islands. So we're starting in Hilo International Airport. So I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And then we're going to be starting here in sort of southeast of the Hawaiian island chain. Then we're just going to be zigzagging across the islands. So it's not going to be VFR flying. As I said, I'm doing this as an IFR flight. So if I bring up the low airways, or the low altitude airways, you can see that I'm actually going to be following different airways along the route. So I'm going to be taking off from high-low, not sure which direction yet, and then following this, I believe this is V16. It says V2, V16, V15, but I'll be following this radial out from high-low and up to this Arbor waypoint, and I'll be following V16 across to Opalu, V11 up to Barbie, and then V15 across to Maui, I think that's how you pronounce it, and then going over to Lanai, and then over to Molokai. Am I stopping off at Coco Head? I can't remember if I'm going directly into Coco Head or if I'm going directly to Honolulu after that, but I'll be landing at Honolulu International, PHIK, afterwards. Oscar just grabbed your phone card for oh yeah, you got delayed, didn't you? Or was it you that got delayed? Weather engine am I using? I'm using Active Sky Next weather engine. Where am I from? I'm originally from the Scottish Highlands, living in London at the moment, but I'm originally from Scotland. We're going to use X-Plane 11 more. I will do. I was thinking about actually doing this stream in X-Plane 11, but I wanted to get back into the A2A, so I decided to do it in FSX. Hilo. Okay. Be careful those volcanoes in Hawaii. I saw that on the VFR map. But you'll notice that a lot of the altitude restrictions. Hang on, if we go to Hawaiian Islands, VFR. One of these gave it. There it is. I'm looking at a complete wrong island. Yeah, you can see the kind of mountain tops there, and the volcano there. But a lot of these low altitude airways actually have relatively high altitude restrictions. So we start off at 3,000 or above, and then 6,000, 7,000, 5,500, then we go up to 7,000, 9,000. So the airways around Hawaii actually keep you quite high up off sea level. So That will be good. That will keep us nice and safe. Yes. New tutorial how to pronounce foreign things. Yeah, Maui. I knew that I've seen it before somewhere. I'm terrible at pronouncing foreign things. Like I got, what was it, Brisbane wrong the other night. I was calling it Brisbane in Australia when it's actually Brisbane. So all the Australians who showed up gave me a bit of a ribbon for that, which I don't mind. Australians are good at having banter, so I don't mind that at all. Anyway, let's get back into the sim and let's start actually doing stuff. So, what I'm going to do is find my checklist somewhere. Yeah, there we go. And now what we can do in the A2A system, one of the features that I really like about the A2A, why is my mouse doing that? Stop it. Okay. One of the features I like is that you can actually do like a full kind of simulated walk around check, which is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is do that just now. So I'm going to have to ignore the chat for a little while just so I can run through this very quickly. Basically, you can see I've got a checklist here. I'm just going to run through that as quick as I can. So if I'm sorry if I missed any comments just now, but let me just run through this and then we'll get up in here and get moving. So P2 cover has been removed. Pilots operating the handbook. I did actually have that printed off somewhere. I don't know where it is. Weight and balance I've already done. Parking brake is set down there. Control wheel lock has been removed. Ignition switch is off. Avionics master is off. Yep. So battery master switch can come. I still have a switch on the right. That can come on. Where was I? So pitot heats can come on. I don't really need it because we're in the middle of the Pacific, but I'll switch it on anyway. Let's see. Avionics master switch comes on now apparently. Don't remember that being a thing, but turn those off for now. Cool. Just get like altitude on the autopilot there. Actually, I didn't want that. I just wanted my normal radio stack there, but well, we might refer to the GPS on route. We'll see. Okay, so static alt pressure valve off, which is pushed in. That's good. Alternator test. Alternator test. What's that called? Annunciator test. That's all good. Appropriate lights remain switched on. They do. That's good. Fuel selector valve to both, which is there. Fuel shut-off valve is in. That's good. Flaps, we will extend them. P2 you can come off. Wait for the flaps to go down. Avionics off. Battery master switch off, and we will set the trim for takeoff. Now we can jump outside the plane. Check the pitot cover there. That's nice and hot, as indicated by the red circle there. Yeah, Planes Freak, stop spamming please, otherwise you'll be timed out, and then blocked if you continue. Let's see. Cool. Right, I just got to keep an eye on you guys every now and then, because if anyone was here for the last live stream, you know we had a bit of drama, so I've got to keep a very close eye on you lot. So just checking the back of the plane now, just making sure all the joints are good. They're all intact. They're not cracked or anything. Check the trim flap there, make sure that's all good. Check the right wing. Is this the right wing? Yeah. Just make sure again. So this is good because it teaches you what you'd be looking out for in the real plane if you were flying with the real plane. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hey Gedge, welcome, or bonjour. So we just check, obviously, the condition of the wing, check the condition of all the parts there, make sure the tie ends have been disconnected. You'd obviously check the tires as well. I can't really do that in the sim. Check that the fuel, you can drain a little bit of fuel out of the wing, make sure that it's clean, there's no like dirt or grits or anything in there. Check the fuel levels, should be about 20 gallons, which it is. Check the oil level, it's about 7 quarts, is it, that uses? I can't remember. Again, check the fuel from under the engine. Check the front of the plane, make sure the propellers and all the intakes are all clear and good. Yeah, just catch up with the chats. Adam, hello, how's it going? Do I have an Aerosoft Airbus A320X? No, I've got not the X one, but the slightly newer one, the newer version that he did. Danny, hey, how's it going? Welcome. Captain Alex FSX, if you do a search online for A2A simulations, you'll be able to find this aircraft. Have already talked about leaning mixture on ground ups. No, I haven't actually. I forgot you were asking about that gauge. Actually, that's a happy coincidence. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll do a little bit. Yeah, and I'll talk about that in detail once we get the engine started and get moving. Mark, hello from the United States. Hello from London. How's it going? Welcome. Apparently we had a very quick rain shower just then. Yeah, so yeah, we'll keep going. So obviously just check the front end plane, make sure everything's there okay there. Make sure the static port is clear, which is imperative for instrument operation. About 20 gallons in this tank, that's fine. Drain a bit of fuel out of there, make sure again it's clean. There's no issues there. Make sure the stall warning slot is clear. Make sure fuel drainage is clear. Make sure joints are clear. Make sure flap is secure and all the joints are clear. And then that is the pre-flight, pretty much. Obviously, doing a walk around with the real aircraft, you take a bit more time and care and attention. I'm gonna be honest, I reset this aircraft not long before I started, so everything should be okay. For this plane, and that'll be the pre-flight. So we just catch up with comments quickly before I get on starting the engine. So I'm doing good, Adam, thanks. Yeah, I'm doing good. We just started, so it should be a good live stream. How did I learn all of this? Google, basically. Katharesh, hey, how's it going? Welcome. And you're all talking about other bits and pieces there. Cool. Right. Let us get started. So, I can't remember exactly where I am at Hilo Airport here. We've got runway 3 up ahead of us, so let me just try and find the airport diagram. So I believe we're parked. Let me zoom in because you probably can't see that on my awful quality live stream. So we're probably parked just down here. Now, if we have a look at the METAR, the weather report for Hilo, because we're in the Cessna, we can take off on the shorter runway if it suits us. It really depends on what the wind is doing at the moment. So winds are 280 at 7. Lamenek. Okay, so pardon me. I'm gonna have to go and taxi down Alpha down to runway 26. That would be the most appropriate runway there. So I've got the longest taxi possible basically. So I'll turn around, go along Charlie, and then turn right on Alpha across the runway and just straight line it. Well, I might cut in at Delta or Echo. Yeah, I might cut in at Echo actually, and like take off from halfway down the runway. Should be okay. It's only a simulator. I'm not doing ATC. I'm not doing I'm not on VATSIM or nothing like that. So I've got nothing to worry about. Let's see. Johan just bought FSX. Oh, good stuff. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if anyone's interested in FSX, it's actually just gone on sale today on Steam, FSX Steam Edition. So yeah, if you're interested in buying FSX Steam Edition or any DLC for FSX Steam Edition, it's just gone on sale on Steam for the kind of the big Steam Winter Sale. So if you're interested, yeah, have a look at that. Sebasto, yes, unfortunately, because of the speed of my internet, the best like upload rate that I could do is 480p. Unfortunately, it's just the internet that where I am at the moment is really bad. Like the upload speed is really bad. So unfortunately, the absolute best that I can do is 480p, and there's nothing I can do around that short of completely upgrading the internet. But it's not my house. It's not my decision to make, unfortunately. So, so that cannot be done. Could I fly around that little island called Australia? I will do in a future live stream. I actually flew from New Zealand to Australia a couple of days ago. Although that live stream has not gone public on my. I haven't made that public on my thing because it was more of a kind of like a more, I don't know, more private. Like I just wanted to kind of speak to the viewers and stuff on that live stream, so I haven't made that one public. Yeah, so let's have a look. But yeah, I will fly around Australia a lot more. Sim 720 Inverness, is it good? Yeah, it's very realistic. I used to work as a baggage handler at Inverness, and I can attest that Sim 720's kind of recreation of it is really good. And I believe Sim 720 actually got a sale on their products as well. So yeah, it might be worth going and checking that out. Bad Carlos. Hello from Greece. Yassas, Dikanis. Gage, yeah, you should be able to pop out the chat. There should be a link or an option somewhere where you can pop out the chat, and yeah, you can have that on the second monitor there. Cool. If I fly to Belfast, I have on a previous on a video. No, it wasn't a live stream. It was a video done ages and ages ago. I did actually fly from Belfast. I flew from, was it Cardiff to Belfast? Or I think I flew from the south coast of England up to, not Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool, and then across to Belfast from there. Cool. So, yeah. Cool. Right, so what I'm going to do is finally get the engine started, because all of you are probably like thinking, alright, that's nice, you're chatting to us all, but just get on with it. So I'll get on with it. So, yeah, we'll use this thing here. Apparently it started raining again in Hawaii, so that's okay, not to worry. Right, so, engine starting. So throttle cracked, which basically means just apply a little bit of throttle. Mixture is idle. Master switch can come on. We'll set the beacon lights on now as well. We're not going to worry about priming the engine because we're in the, because it's nice and hot outside, so we don't need to worry about putting a bit of fuel into the engine, I think. Propeller area clear, yeah. And then, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go slightly off checklist. Going to put the mixture to full, and then I always have trouble starting this. Maybe I do need to prime the engine. Okay. There's a couple of givens that just take place when I play Flight Simulator. One is I am never able to start this Cessna. I've lost all my volts as well. And the other one is I can never land an Airbus properly. Come on, do it. Yay, there we go. So, for you, Gedge, once the engine is started, what I start to do is just start leaning it out. So I take it to about maybe 30 to 40%, I would say, should be enough. Basically, you're aiming for 1,000 revs on the engine, so you just reduce the throttle slightly as well. That should prevent any spark plugs from fouling up there. I don't believe there's I don't believe there's any specific amount that you lean the fuel mixture when you're on the ground, but the manual might say something about that. Cool. Right, so now that that's on, we'll get the nav lights on, because we are flying IFR, so we're going to need to respect lights and stuff. Make sure oil pressure is good. We can get the ammeter on now as well, so that'll be putting charge back into the battery, which we desperately need, because we started getting a volt warning up here. It shouldn't affect the flight. Fingers crossed. Nav lights are on. Avionics can now come on, and the flaps can be retracted. So we've got a long runway, so we'll do a flaps up takeoff. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to listen into the Active Sky Next METAR just to make sure that everything is running okay there. So I believe that's one. Wrong one. That's 120. No, it's 122.0, I think.
Papa Hotel Tango Oscar Airport Information Foxtrot 2153 Zulu Weather Wind 270 at 7 Visibility 6 Sky Condition 1900 Scattered Ceiling 2500 Broken Light Rain Temperature 23 Dew point 21 Altimeter 3008 Advise on initial contact. You have information Foxtrot Papa Hotel Tango Oscar Airport Information Foxtrot 2.
Shush. Right, so pressure was 3008. So we'll just dial that up to about there. That's good. And yeah, confirm the winds there. We're coming out at 270 at 7 knots, so we'll have to go down to that far runway there. Yeah, cool. Flighter jets like DCS. Yeah, I might do some more videos in DCS. We'll see. The thing is, like DCS, like how you fly fighter jets is so different to how you would fly. You know, how you would fly an FSX. So I don't know, like DCS is going to be like learning an entirely new simulator, which I don't know if I'm going to have the time to do. Come on, plane turn. So, let me just pick up this taxiway line here. So we're gonna turn left at the next junction and then turn right onto Alpha, I believe it was. Although that said, I don't know if my simulator taxiways are going to be up to date or not. I think I can see the main runway there, so I believe I'll just need to turn just before we reach that. Anyway. Gives me a chance to focus on you guys. DM40p is the high list available. Yes, it is, I'm afraid. Due to the slow internet connection that I've got here, unfortunately that's the best that I can provide at the moment. What setup do I use? Joystick. I use a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro joystick, because it's got like the joystick and the throttle controls all in one there. Yeah, so I use that, and I've been using that for about 2 years since I started. Yay, we've got Alpha. So I'll turn right here. I'm not going to worry about stopping before the runway because I don't have AI traffic. I'm not using air traffic control. You can see the taxiway sign there confirms that we're on Alpha now. So good, I'm all moving in the right direction. Looks like you're all having a nice deep philosophical discussion there, so yeah, I'll leave you to that. What is death? What is life? What is reality? Sam, am I a real life pilot? No, I'm not. I am simply a sim enthusiast. Everything I've learned through reading articles online and practicing in Flight Simulator, basically. Can one watch a stream once it's finished streaming? Yeah, I think what I might do with this one is I might leave this one up on my channel, so it becomes like a video on demand after that. So I might, yeah, you should be able to watch the rest of this this afterwards. Okay, what I'm going to do to save some time is just cut in here at Delta, because this runway is very long, so we don't have to worry about running out of runway. But what I will do is I will bring the aircraft to stop before I go onto the runway. Set the parking brake, because what I need to do for the next is, well, I need to start setting up radios and bits and pieces, but first I'm going to do a run-up check as well, just to make sure that the aircraft is going to produce power and the engine's not going to die on me in the middle of the flight. Okay, so fuel mixture for the run-up goes to Rich. You can hear the revs pick up slightly. Actually, what I could be doing, completely forgot to do that. And then set the power to 1800. That's a bit much. Fuel selector valve is on both, and then we'll run the mags. So slight drop there. Bring them up to both. Slight drop there. That's normal. Gauges are all okay. Got nothing lighting up here. So bring the throttle back to idle. Make sure the engine keeps running even at idle. And then bring it back up to 1000 RPM. And then just lean out the mixture again, because I need to take a moment just to set my radials and bits and pieces. So, where was I? Okay, so my first leg of this journey, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the Hilo VOR, which this isn't actually a VOR. This is apparently a VOR TAC, which is it's basically a VOR station which the military also use for navigation. So they have like a separate navigation system called TACAN, I think it is. So they use VOR TACs, which allow civil aircraft to use it as a VOR station and military aircraft to use it as a TACAN station. And these offer both guidance and distance measuring equipment, or DME. So first thing I'm going to do is tune into Hilo 116.9 and then take this radial 325 away up to the Arbor waypoints, which if you probably can't see it on my poor quality stream here, but it's a distance of 17 nautical miles, and then I'll need to switch over to this VOR station and follow the radial 097 into that. So let me just make a note of that quickly. So what was it? It was 116.9 radial 325 for 17 nautical miles. We've also got an altitude restriction here of 3,000 feet as well, so I'll be climbing up to about 6,000 because you can see for the next sort of leg of the journey here that'll be 6,000, so I'll probably go up to about 6, maybe might climb up to 7,000 to begin with, and then at 17 miles we should be directly over the Arbor waypoint, and then I'll as I'm flying away I'll tune into the second VOR station, Apollo here, which I'll just make a note of now. So 112.3, so we need to follow a radial of 097 in, so it'll be 097 radial of 097, so that would be 277 inbound, and we'll be at a distance of 23 11 is 33 34 42 nautical miles. And then as we're flying along there, then I'll work out the next bit of navigation where we go northbound for a little bit. after that. I hope everyone followed that. Okay, you're all having a good chat. Good stuff. I don't mind you talking about random stuff as long as the chat stays respectable and no one's being offended by it. You can keep the chat about anything you want there, just as long as you all behave yourselves and you respect each other's opinions, and obviously don't deliberately wind anyone up, like the last live stream. So, I think we are just about ready to go. So I will set. Oops, I set the landing lights on rather than the taxi lights. What a numpty. Okay. So radios. I need to set the radios. That's what I just started talking about, and now I forget to set the radios. So 116.9. Should get some movement up there, and we need to fly 325. So that would be. I can't really see because I'm looking at the instrument from an angle. I can't really see, but I think that will be 325 there. Yeah, that should be okay. Anyway, doing the flaps up takeoff, so not worry about that. Elevator trim is already set to takeoff. Okay, so we'll move on to the runway now. We'll set the autopilot up to 7,000 now. Runway heading will be 260, I believe. All my lights are on. Okay, so just get ourselves lined up there. So we'll be making a right turn out after departure. Mixture to rich. And the throttle can go all the way to full. Okay, and we're up. So we'll climb to about 500 feet and then we'll turn back and start picking up that radial afterwards. So I am going to be using the autopilot just to control the plane, which allows me to focus on speaking to you guys and also focus on calculating the navigation and staying on top of all of that good stuff. So 500 feet, we'll just bring it around to the right gently. So I'll turn to a heading of 030 degrees to begin with, and then that should get us intercepting the VOR sooner rather than later. Also, if you hear a clicking in the background, that would just be me trimming the plane out as well. I use a couple of buttons on top of my joystick to trim the plane. Oh, Gedge, I'll also be able to show you how to lean the mixture in flight as well, because we'll be flying above 3,000 feet. So, whoops, gone too far on the turn already. Whoops, there we go. Okay, so autopilots. We'll do heading holds. Will we? There we go, heading. And we'll be going up to 7,000 feet arm. We'll do a rate of climb of 800. So what I'll do to begin with is I'll just when I pick up the VOR, I'll manage it with heading holds to begin with, and then we'll flick over to nav hold on the autopilot there. Cool, okay. Where's my yoke? There it is. I just get rid of the yoke because it allows me to get to these light switches down here. How long will this flight be? It'll probably be about 2 hours, this flight. If I fly at 100 knots, I believe it'll be about 2 hours, which should give a decent length live stream. Okay, so you see we've got the VOR lining up now, so we'll turn over to a heading of 325. Actually missed the so it was turned to 310. What I'm going to do also just now is just bring the throttle back ever so slightly just to get it off the red line. And then we can adjust the rate of climb as needs be there. Okay, so we'll set nav in now, and I'll set this to 325. Do I have DME? I don't have DME, no wonder. Okay, hang on. Sorry guys. I'm going to change the radio stack that I've got here. Because I need... Yeah, there we go. I need that DME at the bottom there. Because having distance measuring equipment allows you to sort of accurately find your distance from a VOR station, so that's why I need that. That's really important to have. Haven't made the subscriber bets yet. No, I haven't. No. On that front, actually, I'm going to up the value to $5,000 for the subscriber bet. I'm going to do that in the new year. I'm going to be doing a video on my channel holding me accountable to that. So, and it's going to be, I've increased the amount to $5,000 because that's a bit more, you know, higher stakes. What do elves make sandwiches with? Shortbread. I like it. I like it. I like silly jokes like that. Alright, Catharesh. We'll catch you later on for the landing. As I said, it'll be about 2 hours from now. How do I know where I am if my GPS is taken out? That's why I'm doing this navigating the way I am. Because I know that I'm working with this VOR station. You'd have to see my videos on VOR navigation to understand it, but I know that I've got a VOR station behind me. I know that I'm following a specific direction away from that VOR station based on this instrument here. And then I've got this instrument down here which is telling me my distance from that VOR station. And from that I know I can work out where I am. Speaking of VORs, what I'm going to do is actually start tuning in the second VOR station that I'm going to be working with. So that's, if we have a look at our map very quickly. So that was Apollo Point, which is on a frequency of 112.3, and then we need to fly a radial of 097 degrees towards that. So I'm going to do that just now. Oops, that's wrong. It needs the nav side of things. 112.3. So we should see movement on that, which we do. Good. And then it was 097. Although what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the reciprocal of that, which is 277, which is about there. So what should happen is when I get to a distance of 17 nautical miles, speed is good. So once I get to 17 nautical miles from my first VOR station, this line, this line should be just about center by the time we hit 17 nautical miles. And then what I'm going to do is, I'll flick onto heading hold, and then just make sure that we're tracking that. And then I think the autopilot only works with VOR 1, so I might need to readjust that. But you'll see me sort of juggle the VOR indicators as I fly. Just thought I need to change the barometric pressure on here as well, don't I? So 3008. So that basically just means that the autopilot and the altitude indicator are working on the same barometric pressure there. Something I should have done that while I was on the ground, but never mind. What's the subscriber bet? Okay, here's the story, boys and girls. So, I did a live stream a couple of nights ago, and I can't remember how we got onto the subject or how we got onto the topic, but someone's like, I was talking about my, I spent quite a long time talking about my aspirations for my channel and what, like, my personal goals for my YouTube channel next year, 2017. And I said, one of my goals is that I want to achieve, or I want to earn, or I want to grow the channel to 250,000 subscribers, 250,000 subscribers. Now, someone was a bit unsure that that was possible, and they said really nicely, is that realistic? I mean, you've only got 17,000 now. How are you going to do that? It's a bit unrealistic. And I'm sat there and, like, you know, I understand his point. It's just like, yeah, it's unrealistic, but it's not impossible. Because my plans for the channel are to, like, expand into other kind of genres, like do tutorial videos on other subjects, like, and it's not just going to be like aviation or gaming. It's going to be things like, you know, how to handle your finances, how to, you know, look after your health, because there's so many, you know, articles and bits and pieces about health and wellness and eating right. Like, my kind of process is, you know, finding the absolute fundamentals of a particular subject and sharing my understanding of those with you guys, and, you know, to just simplify it, because you could go online and you can say, how do you get healthy, or how do you lose weight, and you will find tens, if not hundreds of millions of articles. So I want to do my kind of tutorial, apply my way of writing tutorials. I want to apply that to lots of different areas, and he said that 250,000 subscribers, you're never going to do that. And then I think it was him that said, or they said, okay, well, what I'll do is, if you don't, I'll bet you $2,000. If you don't achieve 250,000 subscribers, you have to give me $2,000. And I said, knowing how, you know, and one of the things of setting goals is that if you've got like a significant consequence, then you'll be more likely to achieve it. So, because you've got that kind of pressure on yourself. So I was like, okay, how about this? I won't give you $2,000, but I will donate $2,000, or the British equivalent, whatever that is at the time, in currency rates and exchange and all that. I will donate the equivalent of $2,000 to a charity of your choice. I won't give the money to you directly. I'll give it to a charity, because it's going to a good cause. And he didn't accept that. And anyway, and then he disappeared. And then a friend of mine, hang on, oh yeah, and that was subscriber bet. Yeah, so that was it. So yeah, that was where this subscriber bet came from. He didn't accept the terms of it, because I then kind of laid it on him and said, okay, well, if we're going to make it a bet, it's got to be a two-way thing. So if I fail to get 250,000 subscribers by Christmas Day next year, I will donate $2,000 to a charity of your choice. If I do achieve 250,000 subscribers, you have to donate $2,000 to a charity I choose. And he didn't accept that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video. I'm going to commit to that next year, after New Year. I'm going to commit to that. And say, if I don't achieve it, then I will donate $2,000 to a charity. We'll shortlist a bunch of charities, and my viewers can decide who to donate the money to. So you'll notice I've just turned the plane just now, so the idea is to go on to heading hold. So we're now moving on to our second VOR. So we've got 17 miles there. You can see that our second indication is lined up. So what I'm going to do now is just transfer this kind of direction that we're flying now. I'm going to transfer that onto my VOR 1. So the frequency is 112.3. Switch on to the active, and then I'll set in the radio. I'm going to set in the reciprocal radio, which will be 277 there, and then I'll flick that back onto nav so that the plane actually tracks the VOR signal rather than the heading hold. And then there. Nick, how's it going? Multiple sclerosis. Good shout. I actually have a family member who struggles with that, so yeah, I'll definitely put MS down as one of the charities. And what I was thinking of doing was I was thinking, like, I realised that I don't think I can, I think that if, I could still win and the charity could still win with this bet, because if I've got that pressure to grow my channel, like, I'm going to grow, I hope that my channel will grow a lot, regardless of whether I reach that 250,000 or not. I think that I can still grow the channel a lot. So hopefully the amount of money or the amount of income that I generate through growing my channel, I could probably set aside $2,000 worth and just donate to a charity at the end of the year anyway. So that should be good. I don't think either I'm gonna win and I'm gonna get the subscriber numbers that I want, or I'm gonna get not I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna achieve the goal that I set myself, and or a charity is going to benefit financially from it. So, and either way, even if I don't reach my goal, I'm still going to grow my channel considerably trying to reach that goal. So, I don't think I can lose that. What is VOR? VOR is very high frequency omnidirectional radio. It's a form of aviation navigation. I've got a tutorial on it if you're interested in seeing. Voluptuous omnidirectional recreation. I like that. I really like that term. Cool. Right. So yeah. I think it was Gage said the Morse code. So what I'm going to do is pull the ident there. Turn on nav 1. So we are getting Morse code there. So on the chart here, it should be dot dot dash dot dash dash dot dot dash dash dot. So we'll just listen for it to loop again. Come on, loop again. The Morse code should be looping, but I can't hear it. I don't know if that's a problem with the sim or what. Come on. Okay, well we should be at a distance of about 35 nautical miles now. Yeah, so 32. So, I mean, that's why you can also measure the distances between your waypoints, because the Morse code is trolling me right now. Yeah, so that's why you also measure the distance as well, because if the distances were way off, then I would start worrying. But at Arbor, that's about 42 nautical miles away. By the time I turned, and by the time you reminded me to check the Morse code, um, I've obviously flown towards a little bit. But yeah, that was a good point. You should be checking the Morse code. Yeah, you should be checking the Morse code just to make sure you're on the right path there, or you've actually kind of quote unquote connected to the right VOR station. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. It keeps trolling me. Shut up. Stop making fun of me. Anyway, so we're up at 7,000 feet. All is good. We're about 100 knots, which is my planned kind of cruise speed. And we got 30 miles to the next one. So, should I... Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start planning ahead the next leg of the journey as well. So, when we reach this Apollo point, we're going to be then departing on a radial of 338 degrees. So what I'm going to do is just set in the secondary VOR to about 338 now. It saves me doing it later. I mean, the thing with aviation, the earlier that you can get things set up and ready, then it kind of takes pressure off you as the pilot, so you can just make sure that everything is running well. So things like, the engine is performing as it should be. Rather than getting up to the VOR and then going, what needs to happen next, what next, sort of thing. You can just kind of concentrate and focus on, managing the plane rather than, scrambling and, frantically trying to sort it out. And actually, thinking ahead again, what I can do is look even further ahead and see the next VFR is going to be in Maui, which is 115.1, so we'll just get that frequency tuned into radio. I don't need to connect to it yet. I didn't need to try and find it. I've forgotten it already. 115.1. But it just gets you ready. Again, it's just getting things set up nice and early, so you don't need to worry about it later on, or closer to the time where you're going to be under a bit more pressure. Am I still on full rich mixture? Yes, I am. Again, thank you, Gedge. You're being my co-pilot tonight. So what I'm going to do is just, obviously reduce this, and I usually do it by exhaust gas temperature. So just keep rolling that out. Oscar, no, I am on nav holds now. Although I have the heading indicator. I noticed in the A2A Cessna, if you want the autopilot to follow a VOR signal accurately, you need to set the heading bug to match the radial that you're flying. And you notice that the plane is on nav holds down here, but you can see that the heading is not following the heading bug specifically. Well, the maps I keep looking at, the maps are, it's a website called SkyVector that I use. If I'm doing like flights like this, I'll use a website called SkyVector. You can get VFR maps, you can get IFR maps, or like those airways, low altitude and high altitude airways. It's really good, and it's really sort of clear, and it's a website you can just go on for free. You don't need to like create an account or anything. You just go on there, and you can plan flights on it. It's really cool. Okay, so I think I've reached my limit with the mixture there. The other thing I want to check actually just now while we're going is altitude restrictions on the map. So we are still down here. So we're tuned into Apollo Point. We're currently on this V16 airway, 7,000. So you can see that this stretch of this airway is 23 nautical miles. So we are now at 22 nautical miles. So we've actually just passed over this taiga waypoint, and we are at 7,000, and the altitude here is 7,000, so nothing to worry about there. Peak of Rich, yeah, I've gone the because I can't remember what side there was a term for it that I came across recently. You can have like a rich peak or a lean peak, so you can either, because normally it's advised not to lean the mixture out so that you're at peak exhaust temperature. You either lean the mixture out until you find the peak, and then you push the mixture slightly in, so that gives you a slightly rich mixture, ever so slightly rich, or you pull the lever out and then you find the peak and then you pull the mixture out a bit further, but I find that reduces your engine performance. You can actually hear the engine revs start to drop as you go past the peak temperature, so that's why I go to peak and then push a bit more fuel back in. Hey, Incompetent, welcome. How far in are we? Yeah, we are about an hour in. We are currently flying east to west over the Hawaiian Islands chain. Actually, that's a point. Let me... Sorry, the sound's probably going to cut out for a second. Whoops. That was not the window I wanted to bring up. Let me just drag this away. So I'm just doing a bit of work on my second monitor here. Cool. Cool, okay. Sorry, I just had to do something. Bit of behind the scenes administration. No, the whole leaning thing is more altitude dependent. It's not really related to your throttle settings or your engine speed. It's more, as far as I understand, leaning, it's more altitude dependent. So anytime you change altitude, then you'll need to like readjust your fuel mixture there. Oh yeah, TIP. Just so you're aware, we haven't had any of the troublemakers from last time pop in, but yeah, still worth keeping an eye out. How does the plane fly? It flies really, really interestingly. It's so much different to the default Cessna in FSX. Like this plane just floats a lot. You'll notice that the plane is very floaty at first. When you set the trim right and you go to take off, you'll notice with the trim in the correct position as you're taking off, it will say lift the nose at 55 knots. You'll be watching the airspeed indicator, and then when you look up out of the cockpit again to lift the nose, you'll find that the plane has already taken off. It feels very light and very floaty, and it's so much different compared to the default Cessna in FSX there. What will be my final cruising altitude? It's going to change as the flight goes on. I'm not planning on staying at a set altitude. I do know at some point I need to climb up to 9,000 feet for a little while. Yeah, so the highest we'll go is probably 9,000 feet. But there's, I mean, in a GA aircraft like this, even 7,000 feet is quite high for a GA aircraft, because I think at about 8 or 9,000 feet, certainly anything over 10,000 feet, that's when you start to suffer from hypoxia. So, so this is probably about as high as a general aviation aircraft would go normally, unless you've got a pressurized cabin or some sort of oxygen system to stop or to prevent the onset of hypoxia. Alright, Sean, thank you very much for coming along anyway. Sorry, Sacred Banana, I've just seen your comment about hypoxia there. I don't think FSX simulates it by default, but I know that I think certain aircraft do simulate it. Because I do have a Lancer Legacy by Real Air Simulations. It's like a kind of a kit plane almost, like a sporty GA aircraft, which you could do about like 230, 240 knots cruise speed. And that I know that aircraft add-on simulates hypoxia. Yeah, so I think certain aircraft there might be add-ons which do simulate it, but I don't think by default FSX has it. I know FSX does G-force simulation. I don't know how accurate it is, but I don't think hypoxia is one of them. Is there any sales on A2A aircraft for Christmas? I don't know. A2A sales are usually very, very rare. I mean, I know the FSX Steam Edition is on sale just now, and any DLC for FSX Steam Edition is on sale on Steam. So if anyone is interested, you can go and have a look at that. Getting a dead leg because I've got my legs crossed underneath me again. Yeah, I think someone else asked earlier. Sim 720. If you've seen Inverness Airport in a lot of my videos, you'll see that the airport actually looks quite detailed. That's because it's an add-on piece of scenery by Sim 720, and they work with Orbex to, like, Sim 720 have done some scenery for Orbex as well. So they do really high quality, and I used to work at the real life Inverness Airport as a baggage handler. And I can guarantee that the model or the recreation they did of Inverness is accurate. So Sim 720 are good. They're not too well known, but they are a good add-on developer for FSX. So just having a look at the DME down here, we're about 4.5 miles away now. So we're going to be ready, or we're going to be thinking about turning onto our next leg of our journey, heading northbound. So. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it as before. I'm going to switch on to heading hold just to get the plane pointed in the right general direction, and then I'll try and lock onto the VOR signal as quickly as possible. How do you do emergency landing in FSX? I don't think you can by default. Yeah, I don't think you can do emergencies in FSX. Pardon me. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the turn when we get to about 1 mile away, because remember that the distance, the DME, is actually the slant angle. So it's not the ground distance, it's actually the distance from the plane to the VOR station. And actually what I can also do is either just wait until the signal goes dead on the VOR indicator here as well. That'll be another good that'll be another good tell almost that we're over the station. So we're about 2 miles out. Just keeping an eye on this nav flag going dead, and you'll see the needle will shoot to one side as well. Okay, you can see the needle is starting to move slightly. Well, you might not be able to see it on my awful quality live stream, but the needle is starting to move ever so slightly there. Okay, so it goes dead, so we'll turn to the right, switch on to heading hold, and then it was, oh god, what was it? It was 338. Heading hold. So what I'm going to do is, as before, I'm going to roll my VOR1 around as well, because I think that's what the autopilot integrates with. So 338 there. And then as we put a bit of distance back to the VOR station, then that should line up. You can see the vertical speed keeps changing there. That's because we're getting buffeted about by some weather at the moment. It's probably as Active Sky Next is loading in more weather, it's just bumping the plane around a little bit. Nothing too drastic, nothing to worry about. Okay, so we will switch back onto nav now. Let me just double check the map just to make sure that that was correct. 338 and not below 5,000 feet or 5,400 feet. Gosh, you can see we're starting to pick up speed there because the plane was turning for some reason. Okay, I'm just going to reduce the throttle slightly. Yeah, you can see, I mean, I noticed this in FSX as well. As you hit like different kind of weather boundaries, as weather is loaded in, you notice that the plane will sort of suddenly jolt or shake for some reason. Don't know why. I think it's just a byproduct of FSX there. You can see the VOR needle starting to line up. So the plane should start turning gently, which it is. Autopilot is doing its job for a change. Yeah, so let's see, where were we? So we're here just now. We're just crossing the sort of the northern tip of this island there, on our way up to that point there. And where are we? Actually, no, we're going beyond that. Oops. Up to Barbie. So that was 16 plus 10 is 26, plus 14 is 26, 36. So it's 14 nautical miles Barbie is away from Apollo Point. So at 14 nautical miles, then we know that we'll be at Barbie, and then we'll know that when to turn on to Maui there. Cool. What do you mean, Mike? What are you talking about, Mike? Ovi is going to leave. Alright, Ovi, thank you very much for coming along. Yeah, so as I said, I've already got the Maui Way or the Maui VOR tuned in. So what I'm probably going to do is, as I said earlier, it's good to kind of get things prepared well in advance, so you're not fretting about things later on. So what I'm going to do is we need to follow a radial of 085 into Maui. So 085 inbound, so that will be 165. No, sorry, 265 would be the reciprocal. Yeah, cool. So what I'll do is I'll just get the second VOR dialed in. It's about there. and then we'll try and listen into that to make sure that is definitely the MOI VOR there. Hopefully the Morse code behaves itself this time. Okay, I don't know why, but the Morse code isn't working. Okay, never mind. Yep, that's correct. Good. Don't know why the Morse code's been such a pain tonight, but that was correct. So, so you use the Morse code just to confirm that you are tuned into the correct VOR station, basically. So 40 nautical miles, so we're 11 away now. So we've still got a little bit of time. Would be embarrassing if I managed to get lost over the ocean. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's why I'm doing this, is to kind of just refresh my mind on VOR navigation and yeah, make sure that's all going okay. Does FSS have Antarctica? I believe it does. Johnny Holmes, great to see you again as well. Welcome back, or welcome back to the stream. I'm fine now when I didn't SOS. The VOR stations all send out a Morse code. Again, it's just another measure to help a pilot identify the VOR station, and also just confirm that you have tuned into the correct one. Okay, you're all talking amongst yourselves. That's all good. Reduces the amount of work I have to do if you're all talking between each other. The other things just to be aware of at the moment, the temperature is 13 degrees Celsius, so no concerns about icing or flying into clouds at the moment. Normally, if you're flying along, you would just check all of your other instruments every so often, just to make sure the plane's in good health. So we've got plenty of fuel on board. It's got exhaust gas temperature is still is high, but it's kind of within how much we've leaned. The fuel flow is in the green, temperature is within the green, oil pressure is in the green, vacuum pressure is in the green, and amps are 0, and we've got 26.3 volts in the battery, so the battery's in good health. And yeah, and everything is as expected on all our instruments, so we're flying at a speed of about 95 knots. 95 to 100 knots is a decent cruise speed for this aircraft. I did plan for a 100 knot cruise, but 95 to 100 knots is about right. We're going to stay at 7,000. Lose my voice. We're going to stay at 7,000 for now, because the next leg of this journey into MOI is 7,000. However, as we're heading into MOI, I will climb up to 9,000, because this V24 airway is 9,000 or above. So we'll just stay at 7,000 for now. I could go down to about 5,500 until we got to about 14 miles of the Baru airport, but it's just easier to stay at 7,000. Saves like having to drop down and climb and sort of do this all the time. Yep, we're all good. Plane's in good health, we're on track, everything is going good. Can you have errors on plane? Yes, you can. Yeah, you can have the certain parts of the plane fail. You can have that happen randomly, you can have that happen sort of on command, so to speak. But yeah, if you really want to test yourself, then you can set some of these instruments to fail, and it's actually quite good for, I would imagine doing that in a simulator for, student pilots would actually be quite good, because you could have something like the fuel flow creep up, or one of the fuel gauges drop to zero, and then because it's a very small instrument that you wouldn't look at normally, you might completely miss it. I did actually watch a real world video of someone who had a complete electrical failure in their aircraft at some point. They didn't keep an eye on their kind of battery voltage, so their aircraft ended up having a complete electrical failure. So all the radios went dead, the GPS went dead, a lot of the instruments went dead. So it's quite a scary event. But looking at how the guy flew the plane, like he treated it like a fighter jet. He really didn't fly the plane respectfully, I guess you would say. He treated it like a bit of a cowboy. So, and he spent about 10 minutes trying to start the plane as well, just constantly sort of thing. So, like, he spent, I kid you not, he spent about 10 minutes trying to start this plane. So the plane was obviously in a bad condition. If it's common sense really. If it's that difficult to start a plane or to get an engine to start running smoothly, then do you really want to be taking the thing several thousand feet up in the air and then have it crap out on you middle of the flight? I wouldn't. Let's have a look. You guys are all talking amongst yourself, so I feel like I don't have much to input to you guys there. Although I did see a question from somewhere. When am I upgrading planes? What do you mean by upgrading planes? I mean, I've got two other aircraft that I'm working on learning at the moment. I've got the Majestic Dash 8 that I'm trying to learn just now, and I'm also trying to learn the PMDG 737 as well. But those two aircraft, they take a bit of time to learn because I like the Majestic because it's a turboprop, so it's a new challenge. It's a kind of commercial. It's a nice kind of stopgap between a good GA aircraft and a commercial jet, because it's propeller engine, so it doesn't fly too fast, but it's got a good autopilot. It's got FMCs, but it doesn't have an autothrottle, so you need to manually control the speed of the plane. So it seems like it'd be a good plane that you can fly relatively long distance, but you need to still be alert and keep an eye on it. So yeah. Travis, yes, that looks like was it the quadrilateral rule or quadrangle rule? Yeah, I have come across that rule before, where you're meant to fly specific altitudes depending on what direction you're flying in. Yes. Yeah, the odds and evens. Okay. So I should be flying at 8,000 feet. Okay. I mean, I'm just going, but I can never remember that quadrangle rule or whatever it's called off by heart. So I'm just going by the minimums on the maps that I'm working with just now. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm just going to use the kind of the minimum altitudes that I've got at the moment. Although I might climb up to 9,000 sooner rather than later, because there's a whacking great mountain in the way. So we're currently 27 nautical miles away from our previous VOR, so it's when we get to 40 nautical miles, then we will begin our turn, and this secondary VOR should be lining up there as well. What I can do is tune in this radio. Come on. so we can flick over to the MOE VOR. I might be able to do that without juggling between heading hold and nav hold. I might be able to just whack the VOR indicator around to it was 265 inbound radial, or 265 inbound to the MOE VOR, and then whack the heading hold around as well. Yeah, I appreciate that, Travis. Yeah, I'm not so strict with my flight simming that I try to like test myself, like do things like IFR navigation like this, just to kind of keep my, keep the sort of the skills fresh, so to speak. But I don't, I'm not such a strict flight simmer that I fully respect, things like airspace restrictions and, things like the quadrilateral rule or the quadrangle rule. And I'm not like so strict that I precisely calculate fuel, and precisely calculate weights and things like that. I just know that I've got a general I use simbrief.com just to like plan fuel for longer flights and stuff. So yeah. Doofer, do you think that too many seem to rush to whack on the autopilot rather than actual pilotage? I believe so. I know that there's quite a few people who, yeah, I mean, like I've seen, a lot of comments on a lot of my videos saying, oh, can you like do detailed tutorials on the Airbus, or do detailed tutorials on the 737 or the 777 or something, like a big jetliner. And I mean, maybe it's just me, but I enjoy like being able to read maps and figure all the stuff out and work out, right, at what point do I turn, what's the distance, how do I kind of manage my time between each thing. Like I actually enjoy that, and I think if your intention is to go into the aviation industry or earn a PPL or become a pilot of some degree, you need to learn this stuff anyway. Because what happens if, like I was alluding to earlier, like you have a complete electrical failure, like you probably lose your radios then, but then you've got VFR navigation to fall back on, and all the skills that involves and that entails. So it is an important skill set, because, and I know that GPS is a lot easier for people to use, because you see a lot of GA aircraft nowadays have GPS, and a lot of people have like iPads kind of stuck to their yoke, or they do it on their phone, or they have like a dedicated unit instead of all of these radios. But it's just like, I don't know, I would rather be able to like have the knowledge of those old skills and know how to use them and apply them, rather than just rely on the GPS. Like, yes, GPSs can do fancy things, like they can overlay the weather on a map, they can show you, they also act as another air traffic alert system, and they can show the other planes on the map around you. But just pay attention, and you can if you're listening to air traffic control communication properly, you can figure out where other aircraft are around you and stuff. So I would rather know these skills. David from Rhode Island. David, you've been here before, haven't you? Welcome back, I think. I recognise the from Rhode Island bit, so yeah. Bob, so he said Hilo and Lanai, yeah. My pronunciation is really bad at times, so I do apologise, because I believe that Hawaii is actually, or natively pronounced Hawaii, I think is correct. Yeah, I mean, my pronunciation of places around the world is really bad. Like, I said this earlier on before, Incompetent can back me up on this. Like, I was flying from New Zealand to Sydney, Australia, in my last live stream a couple of nights ago, and people were saying, "Oh, fly to Brisbane," but me being English and like pronouncing it as a sort, I said Brisbane, which is apparently not correct. It's actually Brisbane. So yeah, lessons learnt. Yeah, the Australians always give me a ribbon for pronouncing places wrong. Anyway, so just got to be aware that I'm getting a bit close to this 40 mile. So what you should also see is you should see the second VOR will start to center up as well. So it should be at 14 nautical miles. If I followed an accurate radial away from the previous VOR Apollo point, then it should be at 14 nautical miles. This should center up, and we should be good to go. I think what I will end up doing is I will end up doing a heading hold and juggle between the heading hold just to get the plane turned in the right direction. So I'll be turning left to follow the... Oh shoot, see this is why you... so it'll be the 265 radial. So I've also got like a notepad that I'm writing down notes every so often on as well, just to keep reminding myself. Just to kind of keep track of how the flight's progressing and what's coming up next. So we've got 40 nautical miles there, so what I'm going to do is flick on to heading hold, turn around to a heading of 265 to begin with, and then I will flick over to the next VOR on the radial stack. I will rotate the VOR around to 265 there. So we are now following the Mowi, I think it's pronounced Mowi, VOR station, and then I will flick back onto nav hold. You see it holds the heading for a few seconds, and then the heading will disappear, and then bam, we're on nav hold. So just to be absolutely sure, if you have a look at the map here, so we are currently at this Barbie waypoint in the center of the screen, and we're now flying into Mowi. So as before, the earlier you can get the next leg of the journey set up, the better. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to be heading, or we're going to be leaving Mowi on a radial of 244 degrees. So 244, and we also need to be aware that we're climbing up to 9,000 feet. So I'll climb up to 9,000 in a moment, and then the next next VOR station will be Lanai. I think that's correct. So that's 117.7. And we'll be following radio 064 in to Lanai. So that would be the reciprocal of that will be 064. It would be what's it? It'd be 244. Is that right? No. 284. Oh, what's 064 plus 180? Two four four. Being an idiot. Mental maths is dwindling. Yeah. So first things first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna well, first of all, climb up to 9,000 feet. So we'll arm that. So arm that. Altitude, vertical speed. Just increase the throttle again. Altitude arms so that the plane levels out when we get there. You can see that we've got some clouds here, so remembering from my anti-ice video, just be aware that we're flying into some clouds, but the temperature is above 0 degrees Celsius, so we don't need to worry about enabling any anti-ice system. And then once we get up to that altitude, I'll need to readjust the fuel mixture there as well. AvPro, yes, how's it going? Yes, I am growing a beard. I've got my winter trim on. I said this in my last live stream as well. I seem to... It must just be the Scotsman in me just always grows a beard around winter time to keep myself warm. Why does ATC often speak in a fast mumble? I noticed the Americans are worse for that. It's not so hard because, like, normally you kind of know what air traffic control you expect. You know what air traffic control are going to be asking you, so you can kind of infer what they say if you don't hear them correctly fully the first time. Yeah, it's just it's Hey, OV is back. Yeah, due for my natural habitat. I wish this wasn't my natural habitat. I wish I could get out a bit more, but hey ho. 224. Is it? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna be really stupid and use a calculator. I'm sure you're correct, Paul. I'm just being a complete numpty. No, I don't want to look at Tinder right now. I matched the girl on Tinder and she never wrote back to me. Nobody loves me. Where's my calculator gone? 64 plus 180. No, it's 244. Paul, it is 244. Mental maths is definitely dwindling. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So you can see why this part of the journey has a 9,000 foot altitude restriction is, because we've got a whacking great mountain, or most likely a volcano in the way. But it's just a gentle climb, just a gentle 500 feet per minute positive climb. So yeah, Kieran, welcome to the stream. Imor, hello again. Imor, welcome back. How's it going? Will I be having a wee dram tonight? No, I won't. I'm behaving myself and staying off severe alcohol for the time being. I'm obviously going to treat myself a little bit because it's Christmas and I've got all my family together. We'll be celebrating a little bit, but as of sort of New Year, like I'm going to be kind of getting back into like exercising and eating right and sort of doing stuff again. So the plane should start leveling itself out now. We're getting up to 9,000 feet. What I could actually do is tune in to Active Sky Next and get a weather update to make sure that the barometric pressure that I've got set in is still accurate. Will you miss the landing this time or not? Well, the landing should be taking place in about an hour, I think. I don't have a CDU to tell me what's going on, so I think it'll be about another hour or so. I intended for the live stream to be about 2 hours long. I was sat on the ground talking for quite a while, so yeah, I think in about an hour's time we'll be over Honolulu, which I probably pronounced wrong. Yeah. Anyway, so we're up at 9,000 feet, so that's that out of the way. What I also want to be doing is just making sure that I remember what I'm doing. So leaving on a radio of 244. Right, that's fine. I can do that. That's not a big change. Do the parking checklist now. I pretty much know it off by heart. Parking brake on. Mixture to throttle to idle. Mixture to idle. Lights off. Radios off. Avionics off. Battery off. Key to off. And if you want to be really picky, get all your tie downs sorted. And yeah, secure the plane. Alright guys, yeah, I've got time. Right, I'm going to be back in a second. I'm going to do it now because the next couple of legs of the journey are going to be quite intense. So I'm just going to go and run to the toilet very quickly. Nature calls. So I will be back in a second, but I'm going to leave the plane on screen. You all have to just tell me to make sure that it doesn't crash. So you're all flying the plane. Enjoy. I'll be back in about a minute, 60 seconds. Okay. Man, I needed that. Okay. Nah, engine's fine. Engine's fine. Why is it anytime I disappear from the stream, everyone wants the plane to go wrong? You're all nasty and mean. I'm back. Calm down. Right, so we're 2 minutes away from Mo'i, I think we're at now. Yeah, so we're just around here, just approaching Mo'i, so as we pass over, we'll leave on a radial of 244. I'm probably not going to worry about heading hold and stuff. It's a 32-mile hop here, so it's not too bad. Getting a bit of turbulence, as you can see. Guys, we're way over the terrain. That's why these altitude restrictions are in place. So well, it's fine. I got this. We're cool. TIP, you're welcome, mate. Yeah, it was just again spontaneous. Just I felt like doing it. So, yeah. Yes, TIP, me as well, actually. Where are we? Yeah. Me and TIP can talk behind the scenes and make sure everyone's behaving themselves. And by the way, if anyone starts to suspect that the live stream is lagging, if you just press Control and F5, that does like a full refresh of your page, so that will kind of lock out, or that will kind of even out any potential lag that might have built up as the stream has progressed. Hey, Flyx is back. Welcome back. Let's have a look. Yes, so we are 1.7 miles, so let's see. So you can see that we're going to be flying directly over this mountain range, which will be interesting. Let's see. Just sort out the heading there, because the thing with this A2A Cessna is the to get the autopilot to follow the VOR signal accurately, you actually need to adjust the the heading bug as well. So I believe it was 244, so it's around there, and then we'll spin this around to 244 very quickly as well. Because it wasn't like a sharp turn, I didn't worry about selecting the heading hold and then readjusting everything. I just adjusted it straight there, and that's 244 heading away from the Mo'i VOR, or Vortac more specifically. So yeah, we're good. Don't have Control F5 on my phone. Well, then you'll have to close the app and reopen the app. Ooh, I can hear some thunder going on in those clouds over there. So yeah, so now we're probably at our highest altitude along this flight at 9,000 feet. Adjust the heading on the compass. I've already done that. It's 244 degrees that we're following. So we're just passed over Moi. Just flying over this chunk of the island just now. On our way into Lanai. Or Lani, possibly. Forgot how it was pronounced already. Hey, Ethan, welcome back. Hey, Harry, welcome back. I'm not flying into the mountain. Behave. Really high. Yeah, 9,000 feet is pretty high. You can see why 9,000 feet is a minimum for this this airway here. So even if I had like zero visibility and I was like fully in cloud and I couldn't see outside, I would know that I was on. Oh, hang on, why am I in the heading hold? So I'm not fully on the. Just noticed there on the VOR indicator I'm not properly on track. Bad autopilot. Bad autopilot. Could this aircraft fly this far? Yeah, the I think the Cessna 172 has an endurance of about 6 hours, so it could probably fly 3 times as far as I'm flying in this flight. Mile High Club. 1 mile is about 5,000 feet, so it's not as high as people think. And if you want to know why I know that, it's because when I get a girlfriend and I get my PPL, we're going to fly to 6,000 feet and join the Mile High Club. This should be good fun. Lanai is correct. Good. Okay, let me find it on my converter actually. Let's see. I've got a convert like just a general conversion app on my. Let's see. Length. So 1 mile is 5,280 feet. So as long as you're at 5,500 feet, then you can join the Mile High Club. See what I was saying about I want to give you the most critical, most important knowledge on my channel. There you go. You only have to get to 5,500 feet in altitude to join the Mile High Club. What island am I over? Which island am I over? That's a good question. Why is my oh, I should be readjusting my. That's a bit too much. I'm wondering why my engine revs has dropped a little bit. The compass heading is fine, Gedge. That's following the track now accurately. This is not the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is off the east coast of America. Hang on, let me bring up my map again. We'll see. It's 32 miles. We're 10 miles. That's fine. We are over. Is this whole island, Moi? We are just passing this chunk of land just now. So I think this whole island is Moi, isn't it? And then we're going over to the Lanai Island and then Molokai, and then we'll be landing on Honolulu, Oahu. So what I'm going to do just now is, as we're flying into Lanai, I'm actually going to set my VOR 2 to Molokai, and then set my VOR 1, switch that onto Lanai, and yeah, that should be okay. So hang on, let me just make a note of all of these. So Lanai is 117.7. Yeah, so it should be a seamless transition, flicking onto that, and then Molokai is 116.1, and then we'll be leaving on a radial of 322. And I think once we get over Lanai, we can actually drop down to about 4,000 feet. I think the altitude drops quite considerably, so yeah, we can get a bit closer to the ground and get a bit more VFR as well after Lanai. It's 116.1. Cool, so that was 117.7. Flag that there. Yeah, so we're still following the same radial and the same track, so plane maybe might slightly adjust, but we could make absolutely sure that that's correct if we listen to the Morse code. Maui, okay. Hope my autopilot will work when I'm joining the club. The autopilot is the one thing I'm going to check on the pre-flight. I don't care about if the wings are stable or not, as long as the autopilot is working as intended, then yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, we've got the, Cessnas have a back seat. It'd be a squeeze to get in between the two front seats, but you could get into the back seat of the Cessna easily enough. Okay, I don't know if that was correct or not. But we are 14 miles away, that seems about right, so I'm not going to worry about it. What next? The other one was getting Molokai tuned in. So 116.1. We're going to be following a radial of 142, so that'll be 142 plus 180 will be 322. Yeah, 322. So dial in 322 there. Be sure to retract the flaps. Oh yeah, good shout. Sure, playing with Carol Volderman? Carol Volderman, is that her name? Oh, maybe. I know what you mean though, yeah. She does know how to fly. I'm sure she said that she was going to try a Will on the Road. Like she's got a private pilot's license, and everything. So yeah. Do I remember to bring the landing gear up? No, because I cannot bring the landing gear up in this plane. It's fixed gear. Fixed gear aircraft. Actually, that's the point. We haven't done this, have we? There you go, that is the A2A Cessna 172. What add-ons am I using? Well, this is the A2A Cessna 172 by A2A Simulations. Much better than the default Cessna in FSX. And the only other add-ons that are kind of you can see that I'm using, which are in the stream, is I'm using Active Sky Next, which is controlling the weather, and I'm also using Real Environment Extreme, or REX as it's more commonly known. REX Essentials plus Overdrive for the clouds, textures, and the kind of atmospheric haze and bits and pieces. Diamond 42. Ah, okay. What's the like the? Because what's it the? Don't the Diamond aircraft have like specific names, along with a model number? What's the 42? Is that the... Because I did a trial flying lesson in the Diamond Katana, but I don't think that's a DA-42. I think the 42 is a bigger aircraft. Oh gosh, okay, what's happening here? I see I've gone off my heading again there. Okay, so the autopilot in this has been a bit temperamental. It's not tracking the... I need to be more careful when I'm switching VOR stations. Because you can see there it hasn't followed the Lanai VOR properly there. Because it was on heading hold rather than nav hold. Arr. That's okay, I don't think we're too far off course. Nah, you can see the needles move. Well, I can see the needles moving. You can't because the quality of my stream is so bad. But yeah, the needles come back to center. So we didn't go too far off course there. Why do I say 172 and 172? Because the 100 is just takes too long to say. You know, brevity is a key part of aviation communication. So, you know, if I want to say it accurately, I'd probably say 172. Is probably the most accurate way of saying it. There we go. So yeah, that's the autopilot tracking the VOR station properly, or more accurately. So because we've got a sharp turn coming up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to deliberately flick onto heading holds and turn to a heading of about 320 or 322, and then we'll flick onto... Well, actually, yeah, we'll go inbound on Molokai, and then I can follow that outbound afterwards. So yeah, oh gosh, and then I need to start thinking about an approach procedure for Honolulu as well. Okay, that should be it. That won't be drama. Yeah, so Molokai 322. Okay, so 6.1. So get ready to transfer that. Jack, this is X-Plane that I'm flying in just now. So 152, much different from the 172. I don't know, I'm afraid. I know that a lot of flight schools have 152s or 152s, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm afraid. Travis, good shout. Thank you very much for... Okay, yeah, that was way off. I need to... yeah, thank you very much, Travis. Very keen eye that you've got there. Yeah, I hate the gyro drift thing. Like, it's something that completely goes over my head. Again, this is probably... yeah, something that... Yeah, someone who's learned in a simulator, that's something that you don't, I guess, respect in, like, when you're trying to fly, you know, accurately, is things like gyro drift, or, you know, the heading indicator precession, or things like that. That was a good shout. So Travis, I'm guessing you're a real pilot then. That's a very keen eye, well spotted. Okay, so that's us now over Lanai. So what I'm going to do is turn around to a heading. Now you can go heading hold. 2, 3. Because I went go to 325 because I went directly over. I will flick over to that, and then it was 322. Come on. and then I will enable nav hold. Heading blinks, then disables, and then we're on nav. Okay, good. That should be okay now. What I'm also going to do at this point is get Active Sky Next back on, so I can check weather conditions.
Papa Hotel, November, Yankee, airport information, November 2356, Zulu, weather, wind 020, at 12, visibility 10, sky condition, ceiling 2100, broken, ceiling 2100, broken, ceiling 4600, overcast, light rain, temperature 2.18, altimeter 3005, advise on initial contact, you have information, November, Papa Hotel, November, Yankee.
Okay, so barometric pressure needs to be changed down to 3005, which is bang in the middle there, and then I will also adjust it on the autopilot there, so the autopilot keeps us accurate. Not yet a real pilot plan starting in less than 2 weeks. Oh, congrats, Travis, that's awesome. Do you have your medical? Ah, yeah, medical. I forgot that you've got all these like additional bits and pieces to become the real pilot, like medicals and that. Ooh, lots of clouds. Okay, so temperature is fine, 10 degrees, so we don't need to worry about icing conditions. What I'm also going to do is I'm also going to descend a little bit because the air should be a bit warmer, and plus we don't need to be up at 9,000 feet anymore. So I believe the map said 4,000. Yeah, so we can drop down to 4,000 feet safely. So what I'm going to do is reduce the throttle, dial the altitude down, arm that, or set the altitude, set the vertical speed down, and arm that. Cool. And then just so we can get down a bit closer to the ground, so we don't need to worry about losing a lot of altitude when we get closer to Honolulu. So you can see, even though the engine's running at 2,000 RPM, we still got the same airspeed. We're still flying at about 95 to 100 knots. The interesting thing is we descend into this cloud, we might actually be fully enveloped in cloud. We had a cloud layer at 2,100 feet there and 4,600, so we might just... So it sounds like we've got 2 layers of clouds, and we're going to kind of slot in between them, hopefully. And let me just listen to the weather again.
Papa Hotel, November, Yankee, airport information, Oscar 2356, Zulu, weather, wind 020, at 12, visibility 10, sky condition, ceiling 2100, broken, ceiling 2100, broken, ceiling 4600, overcast, light, rain, temperature 2.18, altimeter 3005. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Oscar.
So yeah, so it sounds like we should just drop under this kind of overcast cloud layer, and visibility underneath that should be okay because it was broken clouds. So it's still going to be quite cloudy. They said light rain there as well. So again, so when you hear light rain, you think clouds, icing possibly, but because the temperature is quite high, I don't think ice is going to be a issue. How long to landing? We are getting there. We're just... Well, I mean, the next VOR that we reach in 15 miles, then we'll be turning for Honolulu, which is sort of the last leg of the journey, and then I'm going to have to figure out an instrument approach for Honolulu. So we'll start figuring that out once we leave this VOR station that we're approaching just now. If anyone is wondering, let me just bring up the map again. So we're currently just flying between these 2 islands here. We're flying from Lanai up to Molokai, and then once we leave Molokai, we'll be heading west out towards Honolulu. And if anyone's wondering what these red bits are, these are NOTAMs, or like flight restrictions, and I believe this one is for VIP movement, and it's going to be. Oh, it's already it's going to be it's already begun. What's going on over Honolulu that requires VIP movement? Who has managed to lock down the airspace over Honolulu for their own benefit until the 3rd of January as well? Well, I think there's like US Air Force bases there as well, so that might be why. But I'm surprised that the NOTAM is there for so long. Hang on, is it a specific altitude? From the surface up to and including 18,000 feet, or 17,999 feet. So, wow, okay. So someone's managed to lock down the airspace around Honolulu for some reason. Do I fly online? Not particularly. Nah, not really. I don't really fly online as such. Obama's on vacation. That might explain it. How the hell did he... No, because surely there's scheduled flights going in and out of Honolulu as well. You cannot be shutting down scheduled flights in and out of Honolulu as well until after New Year. And I'm not turning around. No, I'm not turning around. Obama is not going to stop me. All of the US Air Force bases around Hawaii might stop me, but Obama isn't going to stop me. Okay, well, yeah, but what about the scheduled flights then? There must be scheduled flights going in and out of Honolulu. What happens to them? Or I mean, is it just a like a VFR flight restriction? Hey, there we go. That's us almost dropping out of these clouds. What do you do if you can't get the ATIS and you don't know the weather at destination? Cry. I guess you would. I mean, you've got onboard sensors, so you know what the general temperature is. There are kind of general ways of figuring out what the temperature will be. I think the temperature changes for every 1,000 feet that you climb. The temperature will decrease by 1 degree Celsius or 2 degrees Celsius for every 1,000 feet. I can't remember. So you can generally try and work out what the temperature is going to be if you know what the current temperature is. You would probably do some research before the flights, so you have a general idea of what the weather is like in that area. Yeah. So there are ways around it. Alright, Paul, thank you very much for coming along and for staying around for so long as well. Yeah, one last day to get the parcels out. Yeah. I mean, the entire world's going to have a temporary flight restriction soon because Santa's going to be taken off shortly. So yeah. Yeah. Thanks very much for the Christmas wishes. Best to you and your family as well. And yeah, and we'll catch you New Year most likely. Words, English, right? Ever thought about a virtual airline? I have thought about it. I don't know if I want to do it. It just seems like a lot of commitment and a lot of time that I'd spend flying planes when I've got some other things on my mind, and other ventures that I want to follow and pursue. So I don't know if I would fly a virtual airline. Such anyway, right. I need to concentrate because I haven't figured out the next leg of the journeys. So we will be. Where are we? We'll be leaving on a radial of 272. And then I might lock into this Coco Head VOR here as well. Once we leave Molokai, I'm going to start looking for an approach procedure at Honolulu. So we'll worry about that when we get there. That beeping was just letting me know that I'm getting closer to. I'm at 1,000 feet away from my autopilot altitude, so that's not to worry there. Yeah. Should you always use the carb heat when sending or just certain conditions? I don't know because I've never flown a plane which requires carb heat. Alright, Pew Squirrel Aviation, thanks for coming along and thanks for watching as long as you have. Appreciate it. Beware of Molokai. Yeah, I'm staying a safe 4,000 feet away from them. Yeah, we no longer qualify for the Mile High Club, guys. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to switch on. I'm going to sort of juggle onto heading hold, and then adjust the instruments, and then go from there. Actually, what I'll do is I'll enable heading hold now. Spin that around to 272 degrees, which is about there, and then spin this around to 272 as well. Which I think is there. Again, because I'm looking at the instrument from a slight angle, I might not get it exactly correct. But as I said, I'm not a strict simmer, so I'm not going to worry about it. But now, nicely under the cloud layer, so we should have some good visibility at Honolulu. Just keeping an eye on the plane, making sure it's leveling out at 4,000, which it is. We'll enable nav. Make sure it takes. I think it has. Keep an eye. I'll double check the nav again afterwards. And now that we're down a bit close to the ground, I will readjust the mixture. Yeah, check the autopilot. We've got nav on there, which is what we want. The autopilot is doing its typical thing and missing the track. That's fine though, not to worry. Hit D for the gyroscopic precession, or whatever you call it. Right, let's just go full rich on the mixture, and then I'll lean it out again. How long till landing? Not too long now. We're on our sort of final leg, so yeah, we're on our final leg. So I'll be looking at getting approach in. Cool, okay, so let's see, Honolulu. Actually, yeah, what I'll also do is just reduce the throttle as well, just to slow myself down, just to give myself, because I'll need to to give myself a little more time to plan this approach. Am I on the descent? No, I just descended just along that leg because I had to climb to 9,000 feet just to clear a mountain range a few islands back. But now the altitude restrictions aren't so severe, so I can get a bit closer to the ground, or sea level in this case. Will I be flying much longer? No, about maybe 15-20 minutes, I would guess, if that. Actually, does Honolulu have a VOR station itself? It does. 114.8. Let's see. Oh, I can't use my second nav radio for DME. Because I could use the DME to figure out how long it's going to take to get there. But I don't want to fly direct. I want to stick on this radio. Unless I do this, unless I go heading hold that, and then bring up Honolulu, which is 114.8. Uh, 17 minutes will be getting to Honolulu. It might be a bit longer because I'm going to have to fly an instrument approach. But it will be about 17. So yeah, 15-20 minutes. And then we'll be landing. Cool. Hello, Marquez. Welcome. How's it going? Right. Let me just bring this up here. So, PHIK. So PHIK charts. What I could also get is the METAR, so I know what to expect weather-wise when I get there. METAR. Philadelphia, that's definitely PHIK, Honolulu Hickam. Was that the... Oh, that's the Air Force Base. I'm being a numpty. PHNL, okay. PHNL charts. Honolulu International, there we go. Okay. Let's see, so what we want is an airfield chart, preferably. Gimme. Okay, well let's look at the weather first so we can figure out which runway it is that we'll be landing on. So 060 at 14 knots. Um, 3001. Clouds at 2500. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dialing down my... just get the barometric pressure accurate on these. Oops, there we go. Okay, so 06014, so now I need an aerodrome chart. Give me an aerodrome chart. You're not giving me an aerodrome chart. Why? There should be one just right there. FlightAware. This is a good website for finding charts. FlightAware.com. This usually has everything you need. So the winds are from 060, so we'll be flying into... We'll take 18 left because that's closer to buildings and stuff. So 18 left. So let's go for a manual ILS approach to 18 left. Or is 18 left? 08 left. ILS runway 08 left. There we go. Hey, Catharish. Perfect timing. We should be landing in about 15 minutes. Right, so we've got the ILS from runway 8 there. Oh, I forgot these American charts. Really difficult to decipher. Bloody hell. Okay. So localizer is 111.7 and it's 079 there. Good. Now how do I okay, I'm just gonna look for a star as well so I can. Okay, so that's my approach plate. That's my airport plate. That's airport, that's approach. So I need to find how to get onto the approach from where I am currently. It looks like that's coming in from the west. So I want one. These are RNAVs, so I can't use them. I want one that's going to go. Oh my god. Lanai. That looks like that's what I need. Let's see if there's any other. And I'll open this one. And check some others as well. See, like, this is why I don't like American charts. Like, how... what? That's nuts. Man. Nope, okay. Let's see, that's coming from the north, so that doesn't look accurate. We could use this one, possibly. It looks like it's coming from the southwest. No, that's coming from southeast. Okay, so we'll try this one. We'll try and make some sort of sense from this one. So I need to go back to Lanai. Oh god. Okay, maybe I should have planned this in advance. Yikes. Okay, we're getting quite close to Honolulu now. Right, okay, let's have a look here. So it looks like, regardless of what's happening, it looks like we're using Lanai. There's a main kind of route here, so 278 out of Lanai. Okay, let's try and follow that. So we'll turn south. We'll take heading hold and we'll turn south. And Lanai was 117.7, so And the radial that we had here was 278. So we'll take 278 there. Pardon me. And it was at a distance of 58 nautical miles. We should be reaching Alana. And we are currently 47 miles away. So is there another approach that I could be taking then? So Alana waypoints. So 8 left. That's an RNAV approach. Don't want to use that. Don't know what this type of approach is. No type of approach. I'm seeing plenty of 08 right approaches, but oh, actually 04 right. What am I saying? Because the wind was coming from 060, or I could take 04 right as well. Oh, why am I being a dick? I could probably take a 04 right, the runway 04 right, and oh, there we go, that's much better. Oh no. Oh, it's a DME arc. Yeah, winds 060 at 14 knots. Yeah, we'll take 04 right then. Oh shoot, it's a DME arc. Okay. I got it. I got this down. I got this out. Okay. Shoot. Okay, right. So, let's see. Let me just get the runway information quickly. So, localizer is 110.5. Runway heading is 042. 14 mile T. Okay, and I can't remember how to do these DME arcs. Okay. Travis, yes, this is a Bucks jersey. Yeah, and I've got the ATIS. Yeah, the winds are coming out of 060, 14 knots according to this. Let me just update that. Refresh it. Yeah, 060, 14 knots. So, okay, yeah, I was trying to choose a completely wrong bloody runway. Right, so gotta make sure now that I don't go flying past this Alana waypoint accidentally. Right, so okay, I need to refresh my notes. So right, so very quick planning needs to go ahead now. So I need to get to this Alana waypoint. So first things first is getting onto. I'm already tuned into Lanai, radial 278 at 58 nautical miles. That puts me over that Alana waypoint. And then where was it? And then so we got the Alana waypoint here. So 14 nautical mile DME arc, and the runway is 042 on 10.5. Okay. I think I've got this. Okay, so yeah, so you can see here we're catching up onto the that airway away from Lanai. Good stuff. Right. Okay, I think I got this. Grauman, welcome back. Sorry guys, I just had to like really concentrate and figure it out here. It's bad enough that I'm going to have to do a DME arc and I can't remember how to do them. But we should manage, So we pass, or we're following this DME arc at 3,000 feet. And then after we catch the localizer, then we can descend down to 1,500 feet. And then, yeah, we should be okay there. Quite cool. Now, the other thing I need to do is... Oh, shoot. Ah, no, come back. Can hear ominous thunder going off in the background as well. So the other thing, I'm going to need to use the... is it Honolulu that they've got on that chart? I can't use Honolulu. 114.8, okay. Okay, so if we go... So I just have to do a lot of juggling right now. So, okay. I'll try and explain all of this in a second, but time is absolutely of the essence right now. So, right. Okay, so, right, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to the Alana waypoint. I'm going to use VOR1 to get myself lined up on that in a moment. What I've done is I've just used... No, sorry. No, sorry, I'm going to use... Oh, what am I doing? Okay. Right, okay, sorry. I know what I'm trying to do, I just need to figure it out properly. Right, so I'm going to use VOR2 to keep me going in a straight line once I've reached the... once I've reached this... thing here, which should be any moment now. So get the nav hold to do that for me. I can also descend to 3,000 feet now. Come on, altitude. And because we're going to 3,000 feet, we can put mixture full rich now as well. Okay, so once I reach that Alana waypoint, what I need to do is I need to... So I'm coming at it in this direction. I need to switch onto the Honolulu VOR until I get round to... Yeah, I need to get onto the Honolulu VOR until I get round to the localizer, and then I need to switch back onto the... actually onto the runway localizer. God, that's going to be tricky. Okay, unless I... Okay, sorry guys, I'm I'm gonna make it. I know I can do this. I just need to focus a little bit here. Travis, if you just do any UK airport, like if you type in like EGLL charts, it'll take you to a NATS website, and yeah, you can find good charts there. They're much better than the American ones because they're all in colour and they look pretty and very nice and very easy to read and understand. Right, so this would help so much more if I remembered how to fly DME arcs, but because I need to juggle the VOR indicators a little bit. So 58 nautical miles. So I've got 10 nautical. I've got 10 nautical miles to figure this out. Okay, what if I take... Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to juggle the VOR. So 114.8. So if I... That should be Honolulu. So if I take the 170... So I take the 171 radial on that, and then I can do the 10 degree increments there. Yeah, that's good. Whoa, we get a lot of lightning. Well, why is it's all thunder and lightning now? It looks so ominous. Yeah. Hey Timothy, hey Kitty. Mark does say I'm lost over the ocean. No, I know where I'm going. I just don't quite know how to get there. How much is Cessna? I can't remember. It's fairly expensive, if memory serves. But what I'll do is I'll probably try and remain flying at about 90 knots. Gives me a bit more time to... a bit more time. I know where I'm going. Honolulu is there. You can't see it, but it's there, trust me. And, yeah, I'm going to have to fly a DME arc approach, which I've forgotten how to do. Which is why I'm flapping a little bit. Okay, and what I can do, because that, yeah, I can use the secondary VOR to run the DME, and then that frees up VOR1 to get onto the localizers. So, localizer is 110.5. Okay, yeah, I've got this now. So I'm going to be using VOR2 to do the turn and fly the DME arc there. I've got no way of monitoring my distance, sadly, or rather frustratingly, unless I can get my second nav radio on here, which I can't. But we should be okay. It should be okay. It'll be fine. Positive thinking. It'll be alright. Damn. All that panic is drying my throat out. Mojo, I've got about 50% fuel left. I've got about 13 gallons per tank, so plenty. Okay, right. So at 58 nautical miles, that's when we'll be over the Alana waypoint, and when we begin our turn, you can see the VOR2 is now starting to move, which just confirms that we're reaching the Alana waypoint. Cross-referencing and all. Yeah, I have done DME arcs in the past, and I did do a tutorial, and yes, I've forgotten how to do them, and yeah, okay. Have I got enough time to watch my own tutorial on how to fly this DME arc? Damn, right. Jeez, ease up with the thunder. Thor, come on now. Behave. Right, what I'll also do is get the landing lights on. Let's see, we've got checklists for approach and stuff. Yeah, not until we get much closer. Okay, we're good. So 57 nautical miles. I'll wait until we get to thingy. I think that's about 171 there. Let's take one last look at this. So that's 214, that's when we roll out. Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll come on to heading holds, and we'll go 10 degrees to the right, and we'll go 10 degrees on that. And now I will flick onto VOR1, and we'll pick up the runway, which was 042. Damn that. Thunder, man. Don't have a mid-air collision with Santa. Santa shouldn't be in the air right now. He should be getting his boots laced up. Right, so we'll turn 10 degrees to the right again, and then adjust 10 degrees on that. And do I have an approach? I'm not do, yes, excellent. Oh, did I over adjust that? No, I didn't. It'd be interesting to see the flight analysis of this afterwards. See if I actually got it right or not. Which add-ons am I using? I'm using the A2A simulations, A2A Cessna 172. I'm using Rex Essentials Overdrive for weather, like textures, and Active Sky Next for the actual weather generation. Right, so needle centers up, so we'll turn 10 more degrees to the right. And we'll adjust this 10 more degrees. So it should be one more adjustment and then we'll be lining up with the runway. Or we'll need to do a sharp turn to the right. But we should end up lining up with the runway. I'm not a dangerous pilot, I'm just rusty. You should see me fly an Airbus. That's all I'm going to say. I just realised that should have been on. So just wait for this needle to centre up, and then we'll make one more turn to the right, and then that should be enough. We should be crossing the runway shortly after that. So should be Honolulu out there somewhere. Should get a taxi light on as well. Right, so we'll turn 10 more degrees to the right. One more adjustment. So the chart said that we should be rolling out on 214 degrees. Chart there says 214 is when we'll begin the rollout, so anytime after that then we'll be lining up with the runway. And then we'll be onto... not that, because that's the wrong thing. I don't think I've got enough time now to go and find the runway specific, because I was looking at the wrong runway before. Do I twerk off the successful landing? No, not publicly anyway. Do I have a favourite payware plane? Not really. Nah, I'm not really. I don't really have a favourite. I mean, the only aircraft I would buy are aircraft that I'm actually interested in flying. So yeah, I don't have a favourite as such. So it's another 10-degree turn to the right. Just adjust the VOR again, but we should start seeing some movement on the top VOR now as well. Should start happening any moment. Okay, there's Honolulu there by the looks of it. Now, I can't tell if I'm lined up with any of the runways properly or not. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's turning now. So turn. And is that Honolulu? No, that's Honolulu up there. Okay. Right, Right, so now if I go nav. Okay, so I'm going to trust the autopilot. Risky, I know. But I'm going to trust that the autopilot's going to pull me back onto the localizer. Yeah, it looks like it's going to do that. Okay, so I was looking at a completely wrong airport at the cockpit there. Yeah, so we've got the two parallel runways there, and we're going on to the right runway. Excellent. So, plane is just trying to sort itself out and line up. What I'm going to do is come down to about 1,500 feet. Ah, shoot. Five. Let's cheat. Okay, so I think we're okay now. Let's just see. Can get rid of that. Oh, this is alright. Yeah, I've got all the information I need to make this landing now. So, or do I? So at Purley, so we can descend down to 1,500 feet for Purley, and then at Purley we begin our final descent onto the runway. So that's 6.2 nautical miles. Okay, we're 1,000 away. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're going to do it. Okay. Can I do an autopilot for the Comanche? I'm afraid not, because I don't have the aircraft. Okay. So just bring the throttle back slightly again. So VOR2 now can be completely disregarded. Yeah, we're good. We're good. This is where I find out I'm not in Honolulu at all. I'm like, I've accidentally flown to Los Angeles or something. How do I get FSX to plane windowed? I set FSX to my native screen resolution, but then if you press and hold Alt GR, so that's the Alt button on the right side of the spacebar, and hit Enter, you can kind of change the game from being full screen into windowed mode. So I changed the game into windowed mode, and then I just hit the maximize button in the top right corner of the window, and that's how I get it to play windowed mode. And if anyone wants to know why I play in windowed mode, is so I can do things like bring up charts and do stuff like this, and completely screw up my monitor there, and all of my additional windows which I've got running behind the scenes. Okay, so we are now down to 1,500 feet. Hey Edward, welcome. 720 in the next video. Maybe it's all dependent on how quickly I can get into a new flat, which will be served by a better internet connection. Because that's the reason why the stream quality is so bad at the moment, is because of the speed of the internet connection that I'm working with at the moment. And I believe that I'm dropping quite a few frames just now. Right, so I'm gonna hit approach. And hope that the autopilot does that. It says GS down there. I've never actually done an autopilot approach using this plane. But it looks like it's captured the glide slope, so... Although it's being really stupid, turning just now. Stop it. There you go. I might just disable the autopilot if the plane can't handle it. Because I don't like how the autopilot is turning me left and right. Okay, yeah. So the autopilot. As I proved in my last live stream, autopilots cannot be trusted. As the Airbus autopilot promptly slammed me into the ground at Sydney, Australia. So it's all a case of just making sure I keep those that VOR1 indicator as nicely balanced as possible. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Me and approaches with planes is a risky business. So expecting a minor crosswind from the right. So I can start slowing the plane down. So first stage of flaps go out. Let's see, mixture is rich, landing lights are all on, fuel selectors on both, yeah, we're all good. Need a bit more power, I'm dropping slightly low. Or am I going slight? No, I'm going slightly too high. Being an idiot. Being a doofer, living up to my name. Okay, second stage of flaps. I'll just try and let the plane get down. I mean, being slightly high on the approach is not a big deal. Obviously, in the Cessna, you know, you've got plenty of time and space to sort it out. It looks like we've got quite a stiff headwind here. You can see my speed over the ground is practically non-existent. But my airspeed is a nice healthy 70 knots. Okay, need to climb a little bit. I'll go last stage of flaps now. So from this point onwards I could probably just do the landing visually. Switch my focus outside of the plane. Jeez, my ground speed is practically non-existent. Short takeoffs and landing, anyone? Okay, here we go. So throttle down to idle. Still got quite a strong headwind, so just Gently put it down. Just keep lifting the nose up. There we go. Let me down. I missed that taxiway on the right. I was trying to get it down as gently as possible, catching that taxiway on the right, but never mind. So bring the throttle back up to about 1,000 revs. So I'm just going to turn off to the right here. I don't know where GA aircraft would go if they do land at Honolulu at all. I'll just take the plane over here. We'll find somewhere. We'll find somewhere for it. Looks like it's a taxiway that extends forward here. Yeah, we'll just take it here. Something I should have done as I came off the runway there was turn off landing lights and strobe lights and stuff, but I'll just bring it to a stop and about there. So parking brake on. Those lights can come off, those lights can come off, those lights can come off. Pull the mixture out. Radios can all go off. You can't turn the autopilot off, I don't think, so I'm not going to worry about that. Nav lights off, beacon lights off. Should have done the avionics first. That. Done. There we go. Flight completed. Hang on, let's see. Did you all like the landing? Yeah, you all seem to like landing. Yeah, that was a really good landing. I was surprised how low my ground speed was, which made it a lot easier. So that definitely helped me quite a lot there. But yeah, chocks and tie downs. Okay, hang on, let me. I can never remember which one it is. So chocks go in and tie downs go in. And control locks as well can go in. Oops. Done. Well done. Ticket price was reasonable, yeah. It's just 2 hours of everyone's time. No, that was good, that was good. I mean, like I say, like I like to jump into a Cessna every now and then just to kind of keep myself fresh on VOR navigation. Because I like, having to constantly look at a map and figure out stuff like that, like trying to figure out the approach, the DME arc approach there at the end was was interesting. I enjoyed it as tricky and as kind of frantic as it was. That's kind of where all of my skills and all of my knowledge came into good use there. So pretty good. Walked away with neck. No, you did not walk away with a neck brace. Don't be silly. You should have seen the autopilot slamming my Airbus into the ground. The autopilot. It was like the approach was brilliant. It was too good to be true, because in Airbuses, I normally screw up the approach about 6 miles away from the airport. I miss the localizer, or I miss the glide slope, or I miss something, or I'm flying too fast, and I got all of that right a couple of nights ago, and the autopilot was going, and then people said, do the autoland. I was just like, okay, fine, I'll let the plane autoland. It was a Cat 3 runway, so it could do it. Both autopilots were enabled. And as the plane's coming in, it nosedives for the runway and then slams the main gear in to the runway. It must have been about a minus 500 feet per minute landing. Insane. And let's see, in flight. let's have a look at this DME arc. That's not too bad. You probably can't see that on the stream, but that's a relatively smooth turn. That's not too bad. I mean, obviously we ballsed up the actual catching the localizer, but that's a smooth DME arc. I'll take that. I'm happy with that. Can I turn on the hanger? Yeah, I can do. I think it's that one. Spark plugs are a little fouled. Yeah, it's probably because I didn't adjust the mixture when I got back on the grounds. But yeah, it seemed to go well. All right, Julio, thank you very much for coming along. Yeah. Grauman, if I fly over Charlotte, it's fly over the Panther Stadium. Oh, is it really? Okay, yeah, I'll definitely do that then. I might do like a mini tour of NFL, home cities in America. Yeah, I might try that. Might try that one day. Because I do want to fly in I do want to fly in North America a lot more. Cool. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick around for a little bit because I like to normally just stay for a little while after a flight and chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the toilet very quickly and try and find some late night snacks. And then I'll be back in like 60 seconds. So if you bear with me for like 60 seconds, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I really want a snack. I got some chocolate, some candy. So how you all doing? Oscar, you can talk about him now he's gone. I'm always watching. Make sure the door is closed. Cool. Ow. Just passed my knee off the table. Gross, Travis. Very gross. But opportunistic. I like it. I kind of ran straight into that joke, didn't I? Damn it. Speaking of X-Plane, does anyone want to see X-Plane right now? I mean, I don't mind. I mean, it's not going to be an official proper flight or anything, but I can jump in and just fly around. Of course I wash my hands. Come on, guys. Jeez. Alright, I'll tell you what. Let's end this flight. I wonder if that DME approach was... That was good. Oh, that was almost brilliant. Yeah, so we had a little wobble there where the plane didn't do nav folds. Hang on, let's... oh, you probably won't be able to see that on the stream. I just want to check and see how... No, that's good. I hit every VOR station I wanted to there. And yeah, that approach was pretty much bang on. Now, hang on, there might have been... I didn't, because I was like flapping and I didn't take enough time to see, but there was probably... Yeah, so if I wanted to do that approach properly, I should have picked up from Lanai rather than... So I should have gone direct from Lanai here across this stretch of water and then flown that DME arc into Honolulu. I didn't realise that the star would have started from so far away. But that's not bad. I mean, that's a perfect 90-degree turn to the left to pick up that star and then head out to the right waypoint and then do the slight arc into the runway. I'm good. I'm happy with that. How are the default planes in 11? They're pretty good. Travis is off for his quote unquote chocolate bar. Well, maybe you guys could help me with something else then. All right, let's end the flight there. Let me bring Steam up. Cover off my inspirational backgrounds there. Because I'm struggling, guys. I've got a massive decision that I need to make. This is my Steam wish list. And some of these things are on sale. What do I buy? I'll jump into to X-Plane 11 and just do like a very quick, non-official showcase. How often do I? Oh, pardon me. How often do I burp? How often do I do these live feeds? I don't really have a set schedule at the moment. It's just whenever I feel like it, or whenever I'm struggling to get a video ready in time for the weekend. I'll do a live stream instead, because live streams are very they're relatively easy. It doesn't take a lot of effort or a lot of time to prepare one. All I really need to do is think about, right, what would make for an interesting live stream. Like, could I bounce from island to island? Could I do touch and goes on those islands? Would a long distance flight be more interesting? But I just have to come up with like some sort of idea or some sort of flight plan or something that's got some sort of like maybe significance to it. Like one of my first few live streams was flying from London to Greece, because I was going to fly that real world flight about a month after I did the live stream, and then for VFR flying, or flying in something as low and slow as a Cessna, how do I make it interesting, like doing it IFR like I've done just now. But if I'm doing a tutorial, like there's a lot more effort and planning and production sort of time and energy that has to go into that. So that's what I just do live streams if I don't feel like I'll be able to get a tutorial made in time. And sometimes I do live streams if I just feel like it. What is Airport Madness? Airport Madness is like a joke ATC type game. So it's kind of like it's like a kind of funny, not non-serious air traffic control game. So so Factorio, you might have heard, is like a factory building kind of game, which looks quite interesting. But the thing is, because the reason I've got Factorio on there is because I got into a little thing a while ago where I was watching a bunch of speedrunners playing different games, and like there's one guy who speedruns Factorio, and even doing the game as fast as he can, he's like optimized how he builds a factory. He's like optimized the crap out of it. He knows exactly the amounts of resources he needs to develop certain things, and yet it still takes him 2 hours to finish the game. But it's just majestic watching this guy build this like massive system, and just his efficiency and the way he lays everything out is crazy. Airport Manager is like a joke 3D thing. Motorsport Manager is like Football Manager, but for like Formula style racing game. BeamNG just looks like physics heaven. Subnautica has really caught my attention lately. It's like it looks like Minecraft but underwater. Heat Signature is a very simple space game which is going to be in development for a little while, I suspect. And Spin Tires again is like another physics heaven type game where you're like driving around in mud and stuff. Gedge, I don't think you'll be able to post the link, I'm afraid. I mean, you can certainly try it, but it might get also deleted to prevent like spam and stuff. I mean, you can try posting it in the chat just now. If it doesn't let you, then I'm afraid that will be YouTube's like automatically blocking website links. In FSX, can you get a weather report for your destination? All offline. You might be able to. Hang on, let me see actually. Let me just jump into this quickly, because I think you can use the map feature, and I think through the map feature you'll be able to check it. A joke ATC. Yeah, something like VATSIM, I would suspect. But the thing is, like, the planes can like actually crash into each other and explode, and it's like, as I said, it's like it's all very light-hearted. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Brick Viking, you're late to this one. I'm afraid you are, Viking. I'm afraid you are. But I'm going to be sat here for a little while longer, just chatting, having a laugh with you guys. Do I Kerbal? I kind of come and go with Kerbal Space Program. I tried because I use a couple of mods with Kerbal Space Program. One of them is KOS, where you can kind of script your own autopilot, and I tried doing like the typical, as probably most people with Kerbal have tried, I've tried doing a SpaceX recreation, but I wanted to do it by like scripting an autopilot automatically that would do it, and yeah, we'll see. Right, let's have a look. So, yeah, so there you go. TIP in the map there. If you find the airport that you're going to on a map and then double click on it, you get the facility information, and then it gives you your local conditions under the kind of the map picture on the right side there. So, wind calm, clear skies, temperature 23, dew point 18, QNH 1016. Doesn't accept it. Oh, okay, Gage. I'm afraid, yeah, you won't be able to post it then. Yeah, I guess that's like YouTube have got their own thing that they're preventing that. Musta, hello. What's going on here? I've just finished my flight across the Hawaiian Islands, so I'm just chatting and just having a laugh with you guys now. Not doing anything serious. Kitty, what you doing? What you doing? Nothing. I'm not doing nothing. Oh, well, I'll hang on. Let me open up X-Plane 11. I want to get one of these games. I really want to get one of these games. Then we'll say goodbye to Active Sky Next. There's only one thing I don't like about Active Sky Next, and that's when you first open it up, it plays this like really loud thunder and lightning, like obscenely loud thunder and lightning, and it's really really off-putting. In New Zealand, good controlling down here. Is that on like VATSIM or something? Because I might return. I might be tempted to return to VATSIM. I'm not going to Holland, or yeah, I'm not going to Holland. No, Dutch. That is Holland. Yeah, there. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near Holland because that's where I had a bit of a run-in with one of the controllers there. But I mean, it's not. Yeah, I don't know, because I approached one of the senior managers at VATSIM about one of their controllers as well, and yeah, they did nothing about it, which was disappointing. Tell you what, let's go back to Honolulu. It's not called Honolulu, is it? It's, what's it called? Brain work. Travis. Yeah, I watched the live stream a year ago. Yeah, I watched their kind of webcast of the first landing. That was unbelievable. And considering they did it after, what was it, CRS-7, the failure, the in-flight failure, was crazy. Oh yeah, thanks for the. Don't worry about the X-Plane thing. It's just me whinging about nothing. What's the airport code for Honolulu? Was it PH and L or something? Yeah, it was perfect. I don't remember. Let's go to customize. Where was I? Was hold short for right? Yeah. Weather is real time. No, sorry. Time is real time. Weather is real time. Cessna Skyhawk. Sure, why not? Start with the engines running. Yes, please. Is Active Sky Next compatible with Orbx? Yes, it will be. Active Sky Next is just a weather engine. Orbx just kind of changes the appearance of the world. Groundman's got to run. All right, man. Take care of yourself. Go catch those bad guys. Hey Woody, greetings from Canada, greetings from London. How's it going? Need to do a nice winter blizzard flight. I should do, yeah. I should have done that for today. Yeah, I could have done that today actually. But the thing is, like, cause me personally, like, I'm more of like a beach bum type holiday type of guy. So like, I would always rather go somewhere hotter than somewhere colder. So I guess that just translates into where I fly in simulation as well. Although I have absolutely no doubts that Canadian bush pilots are immensely skilled at what they do, like flying in bad conditions. I was watching a video where, like, I can't remember if it was in Alaska or if it was in Canada, but like you saw these bush pilots were like landing in like across rivers and stuff. It was crazy. And here we go. So this is where we were a moment ago. And let me just yeah, so this is where we were 5 minutes ago, apparently. That's Honolulu. See, I'm having this trouble though with X-Plane where my plane just seems to yaw for some reason. Like, my hands are not on the controls, yet the plane is just yawing for some reason. Don't know why that is. Oh, go this way. The thing is, I noticed that happened in FSX as well, so I don't know if my joystick is playing up or what. Pardon me. See, like, look at the turn coordinator. Like, my hands are not on the controls yet. The turn coordinator is playing up. I don't know what that is. That cannot be wind that's pushing the plane around, surely. The wind would not push the plane around that much on the ground. I mean, it's 14 knots. Why are the volts not going through? No idea. I'm not drunk. I'm tired. Prop torque? No, because I was just rolling around at idle pretty much. I don't have rudder pedals. This is what I use. Right, this is what I use. So it's all there. It's all in your joystick. I'm not rich enough to have rudder pedals. And let's try and just sit back a little bit further. Rudder trim. Do Cessnas have rudder trim? I don't think they do. Alright, Brick, thanks for the invite. I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll let you know if I can make it or not. Saturday, that is Christmas Day though, I think. So I don't know if I'll be able to make it or not, because I've got going to be spending a lot of time with family over Christmas and that. So but yeah, thanks for the invite. I appreciate it. Yeah, where's the runway gone? Gosh. I mean, I know there was a hefty crosswind, but come on, Honolulu, that's a bit silly. Easy peasy. Excuse me, Mr. Big Ass Runway Incursion. Well, look at the. Does this guy think he is? What are you doing? I always get a lot of drama when I fly an X-plane. I mean, the first X-plane stream that I did, I charged a flock of birds in a Boeing 737, and now I'm having a good time. I'm just chilling out, flying my little Cessna around Honolulu, and I get big ass 747 here, coming and causing a fuss. And now I've got a buttload of turbulence for no reason whatsoever. It's probably the jet blast from these engines here. Oi! Noisy! Why are you playing that? Why you just stopped on the runway now? Tactical interception. Oi! Anyway. What is it with me and explaining drama on runways? Uh-oh. There we go. Got it. You can really feel the plane slipping through the air though. You really get that sense with X-plane. Look at this ground speed. That's insane. And that's not a bug with X-plane. That is slow flight with a strong headwind. That's not a bug. That is what happens with a strong headwind. And a plane that can fly slowly. Brilliant. Brilliant. Hang on, let's get a replay of that. I think it's Alt. Is it Shift J? Is it Alt J? Yeah, let's get some replays of flying in action. I always like to do a replay of my landing so I can get a get a kind of I use this a lot to review my landings, so to speak. But you all saw it. I was on the runway first, and then a Boeing 747 just tries to muscle in on my territory. Here I come. You can see like the aircraft like slipping sideways through the air as the wind's pushing it. Look at that, right on the centre line. Boom. Loving it. Hey, Jamon, how's it going? Regards from Colombia. Regards from London. How's it going? Replay the part where I flew over the airliner. Yeah, we'll do that in a minute. Gage, I'm back in Honolulu now, next plane. And what other angles do we have? We can have air traffic control looking at us going, what the fuck are they doing? That was a turbulence. It's like an annoying little bug, just like flying around your head. I was quite proud of that high-speed touchdown. I was really scared at that point that I was going to stall and crash. I thought I'd lost the plane there, but yeah, we got it. You can see the incredible non-existent ground speed here in a moment. Brilliant. Good stuff. Touching on the taxiway, yeah, well, I knew it wasn't the right place to land, so I touched the gold. I touched and I went. Cool. Okay, well, if no one has any specific requests, I think I'm gonna start wrapping up the stream there, because I'm getting really sleepy. I'm getting tired. I'm up in bed. Yeah, it's weird. It took like having to like constantly concentrate and calculate and navigate. It does take its toll on you. So, yeah. Would it be interested in doing a flight on FSX? Maybe. We'll have to wait and see, because I've got some big plans for my channel, so I'm not sure how much free time I'm going to be having after New Year. So we shall see. Flex, I could visit that location, but I haven't got any decent scenery for it yet. Yeah, I haven't. I keep meaning to install your scenery for it, but I haven't quite got around to it yet. Yeah, I mean, after New Year, I'm gonna be doing a lot, and I think my sound's just got down anyway, because I can hear it in my earphones. I don't know what it is. Like, it only happens when I live stream. My sound goes. Don't know if I sound like a Dalek yet. Right, okay, yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up there. So, yeah, as always, it's been great to have you all along. I'm glad you all enjoyed the live stream. I'm probably not going to do any more before now New Year. I might do one between Christmas and New Year. But I'm not sure. I might set some stuff up near the end. I don't know. This only happens when I live stream, I don't know why. I tried to change some settings on my own drive, and it's not happening, so... anyway, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up there. But so, as always, thank you all very much for watching. In case I don't speak to any of you before, have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate it, or Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. Yeah, take care, and I'll catch you all later.